Yes, it's 12:18, and I'm coming to y'all today with a live stream. Okay, I pretty much want to say this. I'm up, I'm in my kitchen, I am cooking at, it's Saturday morning, as a matter of fact. And I just want to say this. I'm not even going to be on here really that long, but I just want to say this, that I know y'all hear my food popping. Hello, hello, whoever came into the chat. I can't really see who popped in, but thank y'all so much for coming in. But I want to say this pretty much about success. You're going to have to do what you have to do in order to be successful. And a lot of times we have to do things. Hey, what you doing up? What you doing up, Queen? You should be asleep. What you doing up? Well, no, you know what? It's 11 o'clock in your area. I forgot. But, it's going to be times, y'all, like I tell my daughter this all the time, where thank you so much for the thumbs ups. You're going to have to do things that you don't want to do in order to be successful. You watching TV? You watching TV, Queen? I got this lipstick all over my lips. You're going to have to do things that you don't want to do, y'all. Hey, Miss Carmen Collins, how are you? Hi, Sharon, how are you? How y'all queens doing today? Thank y'all so much for joining me for this live, y'all. These lives are for grown folks, people who are all about their business, who are working. And I'm just in my kitchen right now, and I'm cooking something. I'm not eating right now, but I'm cooking something. Sometimes I cook my dinner early in the morning so that later in the day I don't have to worry about doing all that. But you're going to have to do what you have to do in order to be successful. And a lot of times it's not going to be what you want. A lot of times you're not going to feel like doing these things, but anytime that you want to be successful in this life, you're going to have to do things that, of course, you have never done. And the Most High He's going to help you on this journey. I know I say that a lot. For those of you who've been following me for a very long time, y'all know I talk about God, right? I keep him first in my life and anything that I decide to do in my life. And when you make that conscious decision to step out, when you want change for your life, you got to be willing to do what you need to do. Hey, Ashley, how are you? Happy New Year, Queen. Ashley, what you doing up? Happy New Year. You said you restless, tired, need to get creative and write some ideas. That Miss Collins, let me tell you something. Hey, Octavia Anderson, how are you, Queen? Good morning. It is 12:22 here, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me for this live today. I greatly appreciate it. This is my time that I get up and start my day. And I start my day because I have my grandson during the day, so I start my day early in the mornings. I started doing this, y'all, years ago. And I started doing it because it was a point in time where I was going out. Oh, awesome. Hello, Mesa. How are you? Welcome to the live, Queen. That's awesome, Sharon. You found some rocks. That's awesome. So I started doing this years ago. You're not sleepy. You're not sleepy. I started getting up early in the morning because I realized that on this journey, y'all, nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to help you with anything. Oh, it's 12. Oh, you in Georgia, 12:23. Oh, okay. And I realized that I'm on this journey pretty much by myself, except for God that's there with me through this journey. And I had to learn to make adjustments. This is really, really important. You have to learn that if you want anything in this life and if you want your life to be different, you have to make adjustments. Now, sometimes some adjustments is not easy, okay? It's not easy, but you have to make them because I'm going to tell you about life. And of course, we live it every day, right? The one thing about life is that if you are not giving your life what your life needs, you will become miserable. And when you become miserable, okay, you become unhappy. And that means that everyone around you, people who are connected to you, that's awesome, Sharon. People who are connected to you, people who you live with on a day-to-day basis will see it, okay? They will see that you're not happy. They will see that you are miserable. And when you become miserable, you got to find a way. That's your life telling you, look, you got to find a way to give me something different. It's time. But what we do, okay, what we do, queens and kings, is we fight against it. We fight against that thing because sometimes we are afraid to do that thing. But we should never be afraid because afraid really, a fear does not really exist. Yes, yes, you're right, Sharon. The Most High Yah, He comes before everything. And this is another key. We should always pray and go to Him and ask Him if it is in His will for us to do that thing. If it is His will for our life, okay? Because it has to be His will. Because sometimes we will be doing something because we feel like, because we have free will to do what we want to do. Sometimes because we feel like we have free will, we can do what we want to do when we want to do it. You're so welcome, Ashley. Yeah, so that's what we feel. We feel like because we have free will to do things, we can do whatever we want when we want to do it. But we have to actually talk to the Most High, God, first. And then He will direct your footsteps to let you know whether or not if you should or you should not do that thing. Okay? But along with everything else comes sacrifice. You know, when you want something different for your life, you can't sleep 24 hours in a day. You can't go to parties. You know, if it's something that you really want and you're about your grind, you got to put that stuff on the back burner and say, I can do that, but that's not what I choose to do right now because my life needs something more. Okay? All of our lives, as long as we live, y'all, will need something more. Oh, that's awesome, Sharon. Yeah, your life will always need something more, okay? And you have to give it what it needs. Now, a lot of people tell me that I should be sleeping this time of night. But I choose to do this because I see that the only way I'm going to get what I need. Aisha. Okay, all right, sweetheart. Y'all have to excuse me sometimes when I pronounce or say things. Yes, Sharon said you have to work for what you want. That's right, because nobody is going to give you anything. They're not going to come. They're not knocking on your door. You know, they're not going to hand it to you. You have to go out and get it. So I choose to get up at wee hours in the morning, when everybody else is sleeping, and work on my craft. You know, if you want to become really good at making jewelry or whatever that thing is that you do in your life, you got to work on it. And I mean, really spend some time and getting to know that thing. You have to immerse yourself in it, especially if it's something that, hello, Sheila, how are you, Queen? Especially if it is something that you love, if it is something that you feel like at one point in time that you have been anointed to do, because sometimes you can be anointed to do something. And when I say anointed, I mean God will continue to show you favor. He'll continue to give you favor with that thing. And then you'll have people trying to figure out how you doing what you're doing. And it's because of his favor that he have over in you and over your life. Okay? It's his favor that he had. Wait a minute, y'all. I'm going to get out this kitchen because I believe these are done. And I'm going to go sit down in the living room. Or actually in my dining room area. So I decided this year, y'all, that I would get a book and write everything down in my book. Oh, hey, D said, what's going on? I didn't know you had a live. Look, D, I be popping in and out of these lives, Queen. I pretty much, this is going to be a random, this year is going to be random lives. And most of my lives may be at night when I get up in the morning because I'm up now and I'll be up till later in the day. Let me find my book. So I have learned, y'all, to write my stuff down in a book and write down, I hope y'all can see me. Yeah, write my stuff down in a book. Y'all go get yourself a book. Go get yourself some paper and write down everything in that book that you want to do for this year. Do not allow for 2022 to come and go and you don't get started in your life. You said, can you rewrite that comment, Sharon? Because it popped up, but then it left. I didn't really get a chance to see it. Good morning. Yeah, I'm live, but you can come down. They can't see. But so y'all go get yourself a book, get yourself a pen. That's me cooking. Yeah, you can smell it upstairs.
Yeah, it smells really good.
Oh, yeah, those are those sausages that I decided to fix.
I can have one.
Yeah, you can have one.
Thank you.
And write down everything in the book, y'all. Write down everything in that book that you want to see to take place in your life, okay? I don't care. It doesn't have to be in a certain set order. Just get yourself a pen and write it down. Oh, Miss Carmen, you say you're taking care of your dad and your nephew. That's a beautiful thing you're doing, and I know it's a lot, but that's a beautiful thing that you're doing, Queen. And you write down what you want to write down. You get your Bible and you read a scripture and you ask the Most High Yah to help you get through this journey. Okay? You know, on your journey, y'all. Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can do that, Miss Carmen. You can do that. You can write it in a poetry journal. Yup. And that's actually really, really awesome. That's awesome. What you just said, the poetry journal, that's awesome. But you write it down and you repeat these things to yourself, and you every day you try to make a decision to do a little something. Okay? Try to do a little something each day, because On my journey, y'all, it took me years to do the things that I can do because I had to learn to be open to everything about this journey. Not just, not just making the jewelry part, but everything. Y'all comments pop up so, wait a minute, let me see if I can turn my, let me see something, y'all. Okay, so now it's saying that my thing is locked. But I was going to try to turn my phone to the side because I'm on my phone so that I can actually see y'all comments because they pop up so quick. I ain't even going to mess with it. But on your journey, you have to be open to every last thing that is required. And you don't know from day to day what's going to come, how things are going to go, because y'all know how life is. So you have to be open, you have to be willing, and you have to want this thing. Okay, I know a lot of people, everybody don't want to be a business person, but you have to truly, truly want this thing. And you have to be persistent, you have to be consistent, and you have to be willing to learn about you. See, this journey is not about the people that you see that's doing it already. Your journey is about your journey. It's about your journey, okay? So what you are doing on your journey is learning about who you are. Oh, no, Sharon, I didn't. You're learning about who you are. And you should start off in your journey trying to figure out, writing things down. Hello, hello, how are you? Welcome to the live, Queen. And you start off by writing down the things that you want to learn about yourself. That's where you start, okay? Now, once you start learning about who you are, because this is so important, and whose you are, a lot of times people find themselves trapped. Good night, Mimi. Good night, Queen. A lot of times people will find themselves trapped because they don't know who they are. And from the moment that you were created in your mom's womb, the Most High has a plan for your life. Now, a lot of times some people don't believe that, but he has a plan, something real specific that only he wants you to do. And your life is connected to many others. Yes. Yes, Miss Collins said, make a date with yourself. That's right. That makes perfect sense, Queen. You make a date, you write everything down in your journal, and you do it every day. And don't make promises to yourself that you can't keep. No, you said, what did you ask? No, I didn't ask you. I didn't ask you anything, Sharon. You write it down in your book every day. You read it every day. And what I mean when I said you don't make promises, don't, this is one thing that I never do, and a lot of people do it every year. They say, I'm going to, this is what they say, next year, 2020, I'm going to do this, this, that, and the other, and it never happens. And the reason why it never happens because most of us, we talk, but we don't do. So you have to get in mind to not talk so much about what you're going to do, but just do what you say you're going to do. Now, like I said, I got my book. I write my stuff down. I read my word, and I continue to move forward. I continue to move forward, okay? Because the Most High is going to give you everything you need for your journey. You have to learn to do what you need to do. You have to learn about who you are and whose you are. And you write it down. And even your good, your bad, and your ugly. Because a lot of us have things about ourselves that we don't like. You know, we wish we could change those things about ourselves, but you are who you are. And when you learn to embrace yourself completely, when you learn to embrace who you are completely, then you'll start to see your life evolve. You'll start to see things change in your life. Because once you realize that, then you can just move forward. You know, sometimes we get stuck because of the things that we've been through and the things and the people who we have been exposed to. And sometimes people, when we are exposed to some people that are not good for us, they will have us feeling really not good about ourselves. They'll put us in a negative mindset. That's why you have to surround yourself. She said, write down the plan the journey, eat your elephant one day at a time. Right, exactly, Miss Carmen. That's exactly right. And sometimes they leave us in a space where we feel insecure. Yes, six bowls is back. Yes, Queen. You write it down in a journal, whatever journal you have. You write your information down and you get to know who you are. Because sometimes, like I said in my last video, that sometimes some of us, some people are in, some of us are in, we cry, we hurt in silence. Sometimes we go through things, we don't want to tell everybody that's what's going on with us, and we hurt in silence. But I truly believe that we have to make a relationship with God. We have to make a relationship with the Most High. You know, a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, but there are some of us who don't believe in a higher power. There is definitely a higher power, something that is way bigger than us. And when you look at your life is big. Like you may seem like, well, I'm not really doing too much. I'm not really doing what I really want my life to be. No, I didn't, sweetheart. I didn't ask you anything. Then sometimes that's when we run into the problem where we become unhappy, where we become insecure with ourselves, where we become miserable, you know, and you just have to take one day at a time, queens. Take one day at a time and love yourself. Love everything about yourself. You know, you're not going to be perfect, but love who you are. When you start loving who you are and you start seeing things from a different set of eyes, not these eyes, but a different set of eyes. See, as time goes on and you start exposing yourself to different things, you'll become wiser. And when you become wiser, you'll start seeing things through a different set of eyes, meaning that things will become so much clearer. You know, Sharon, I don't write poetry, but I do write songs because I'm a songwriter and a singer and a songwriter. And I know a lot of y'all don't know that about me, but I am a singer and a songwriter. And so once you start getting to know who you are, you get comfortable with who you are, you emerge yourself. You emerge yourself completely with who you are. Your life will start to turn around. Your life will start to change. You're going to have good days because we all have good days. We all have bad days. We all have crying days. We all have days where we're not feeling well. We all have days where we're sick. But you got to continue to get up every day. You got to continue to brace who you are. You got to continue to look at that thing and say, you know what? This is the day I'm going to do this. This is the day I'm going to do that. And every day that you get up, try to do something new. Try to do something different. If you want to become, oh wow, it's cold there. It's cold here too, Sharon. If you want to become good at that thing that you do, if you want your life to be different, you have to do something that you've never done. And you have to be open to it. And you have to learn, learn, learn. And I mean not just one thing, queens. Learn about everything. Learn about as much as you can. You know, learn about as much as you can. Go around people who will support you. Go around people who will help build you. Go be in places where you are, where you're significant, where you're important. You know, on this journey here, I find on YouTube, I'm pretty much by myself on YouTube because I don't belong to a group of people. You know, they have on this here on YouTube, you have a lot of platforms that they all get together and they do things together, but I'm pretty much by myself. So you have to just learn to be who you are, love who you are, love on yourself. You know, once you get to love who you are, once you realize that, your life is going to change. But you also, good night, Octavia Anderson. Good night, Queen. Good night. Oh, wow. Awesome. Yes, pray for helpers and new opportunities. That's right. That's right. Okay, you know, I got, Mimi was trying to show me how to do that. D, Mimi was trying to show me how to do that. And I don't know how to do that on my phone because I usually do my lives downstairs in the basement in my back. But it's cold back there because in that part of my house it's cold in the wintertime. So it's really cold and I don't want to be back there with clothes and all this other stuff on. So, well, you know what I mean. Having coats and all that on. So I've been doing my lives from my phone. And I do want to thank y'all for joining me for today. Just let this year, y'all, be the best year ever. Let this be your best year ever. Don't just talk about what you're going to do. Be about it. Do it. Come up with a plan. Write it down in a journal. And don't make any promises to yourself that you can't keep. Sharon, you know what? I would do that, but it is 1 o'clock in the morning, and I think everybody in my house is asleep. My son just came downstairs, but I think everybody in my house is asleep right now. So there are going to be times where you have to do things when you don't want to do it. There are going to be times when you're trying to figure out what your next step is, and when you get to that point when you're trying to figure out what your next step is in life, then that's when you need to talk to God. That's when you need to talk to the Most High. You know, you need to talk to him. You need to ask him, what is my next move? What am I supposed to do? You know, what's next in my life? And whatever that thing is, allow yourself to walk. Allow yourself to be open. Allow yourself to embrace that thing. Okay? So I said I wasn't going to be on here long, y'all, and it's 29 minutes. I may do another live. It won't be tomorrow, but I'm hoping that I helped somebody today. I know I did not go through a lot of things. My norm, I would go through a lot and I would talk a lot, but I just had to come and share that with y'all to let y'all know that don't, whatever it is you want in this life, don't settle. That's another thing. Don't settle. You know, don't get comfortable with being comfortable. Sometimes we get comfortable with being comfortable. Thank you, D. Yeah, sometimes you get comfortable with being comfortable, and you should never get comfortable. If you want something, you got to go get it. Nobody is coming. Nobody is going to hand you anything. You have to make up in your mind that I'm going to do this no matter what. This is going to happen for me no matter what. And mean it. Mean it and continue to walk and continue to allow the Most High to as long as you get up every morning, there's a new day. You got a new day to do something that you've never done. Okay? So with that being said, I want to say thank y'all so very much for joining me. I love you all. Peace and blessings to you all. And may the Most High Yah show you favor, good health, and prosperity in 2022. We need it, y'all. Because y'all know with everything going on in this world. Thank you so much. Six Bowls is back. Thank you so much, Queen. With everything going on in this world, y'all, we definitely need peace and healing, okay? Keep your loved ones in prayer. Keep yourself in prayer. And allow God to guide your footsteps. I love y'all. And until my next upload or whenever y'all see me again, y'all have a wonderful and awesome day, Queens. Okay? Now I got to figure out how to get off of here. Have a wonderful weekend. See y'all.